Hello! What's up, everybody? Good to see you, good to see you. I know it's been a little while. Life has been a little chaotic recently, so I'm only just now getting back. Which happens from time to time. We're allowed to have some, like, chaotic times every now and again. So yeah, I'm back. Right now I'm working on dailies. Got plenty of time to keep going. We're probably gonna go late today because, due to all of the craziness, I've decided to cancel a lot of my plans for the day. Just trying to stay sane. So yeah, we're probably gonna be working for a while. See how things go. Endwalker! Ignore me, that's fine. Do you have to register the mint card, question mark? Okay. Ugh. What's my... So we can almost get 2 items. But I really think the only... That's 430. That's 490. That's 490. That's 490. That's 510. That's 490. So we're really just looking at the jewelry at this point. Gotta give Nee some love. Nay some love. Gotta love Nay. Nay's pretty wonderful. Alright, so we're gonna go update our accessories. But since I have kind of a fat wad, I wanna see. Nope, still can't afford those. How about... I can get that. How about necklace? I can get that. That's all I can do, but, you know. Recommended. Equip, that brings me up to 487. And then I can, let's teleport over to Yulmore. Oh. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so I have a necklace and I have earrings. I will need one of these. How many of the other kind do I have? I have 170. That's not enough. And then we'll get... Oh my god, I'm missing like... Oh, I'm missing like 40. That's it. It's level 50. That'll be enough for now. Equip. That brings me up to 490. That's what I need to be at. Blue Dragon. All right. With that, we can continue the main story fucking finally. Because I should be able to finish all of the Shadowbringers quests at this point now. I don't know if I'm gonna do... I'm gonna do as many as I can today. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. I probably won't. Just, you know, time stuff. Aw, man. There we go. Ooh, I should recommend it. I've got everything recommended. There we go. Whoop, ran too far. Hey, what's up, Crow? Old enemy, new threat. Final Fantasy, Exiv, Shadowbringers, post MSQ. So we are officially in patch 5.2. In 5.2, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 missions. We're going to do a minimum of that.
Umbra, what a pleasant surprise. If you've come to inquire after the Archons, fear not. Master Matoya's treatment has proven effective in stabilizing their corporeal ether. We mustn't grow complacent, however. Potent though these magics may be, they are not without limits. We can only hope they afford us enough time for the Crystal Exarch to complete his work. If only we could go with you and help to the first and help.
Pardon the interruption, but I come bearing urgent news. Oh, it's this guy. Ah, Umbra. It has been far too long, my friend. Maximus. Forgive me. I don't believe we have been formally introduced. Maxima, former Garlean ambassador. I remain here in Eorzea under the auspices of Commander Alden, offering what counsel I can in the hopes of resolving the present conflict with the Empire.
Ah, yes. I've heard stories of a defector from Garlemald, but never mind that. You said you had urgent news?
Indeed. As you may have heard, the Imperial capital is in turmoil, and a sizable portion of the Garlean forces have been recalled from the Gimlet Dark. With their numbers so greatly diminished, the main host of the Alliance has withdrawn, leaving the Alamegan resistance to keep watch on the border. Jesus. And it is there we have welcomed a most unexpected visitor who claims that this de-escalation may belie growing dangers and unforeseen threats. Commander Alden has arranged for an impromptu greeting to discuss these revelations. He has also requested a representative of the Scions attend as well, though it is clear to whom he wished I extend this invitation.
It would seem time is of the essence. Well, you'll not be attending this meeting alone? Though I am not as well versed in the affairs of city-states as our comrades, I see no reason to burden a single Scion with all of this.
Yes, of course. Then we must make for the Alamegan quarter with all haste.
Well, what are you waiting for? Get going, you two!
Tataru's the best. If you don't love Tataru, you don't understand this game. All right. Do we do... Nah. Fuck it. We'll do this really quick. We'll do the job quest, and then I'll try and complete 5.2 today. But I should really do my job quest since I have it. Do 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 Register this Chocobo Keep. Not that I use Chocobo Keeps very often.
It's you! It's really you, Umbra Vias, my hero! Honestly, I never thought I'd get to see you again, much less speak with you. Oh, I'm sorry. You probably don't remember me at all, do you? I'm not surprised. All in a day's work, I suppose, saving silly little fools like me. And it was not so long ago when you rescued me from those temple knights who were trying to take me away from my grandmother. I still remember it like it was yesterday, though. You swinging that great big sword of yours, bellowing all kinds of terrible threats and sending them running.
I kind of remember this character.
I'm sure some might say you overdid it, but thanks to you, my grandmother and I never heard from that lot again. And ever since Sir Emmerich and his allies came to power, we've had a lot less of that trouble all over. But let me guess, you didn't come all this way just to see me, did you?
No.
The letter, huh? I thought so. It wasn't me who wrote it, I can tell you that much. I got it from a knight I befriended after tending to his chocobo a couple of times, Sir Petronade. He said it was to be delivered to the hero of the Scions, a peerless warrior with 1,000 victories to her name. After he described your features in detail, it all fell into place, and since I was certain you'd eventually pay a visit to your friends, I offered to take it to them. Anyway, he's the one you need to talk to. If you're asking the sender, maybe check the congregation? I mean, that's where knights congregate, I presume.
Okay, Oh, jeez. Alright, we're gonna be running around for a bit. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. If it does, I'm gonna probably switch over to MSQ. That way we don't have to wait too long. I didn't do what I normally do, which is announce the stream. I probably should have, but with how crazy this weekend's been, this is just gonna be a chill time. If I get people interacting in chat, great. If not, like, whatever.
You! How may I be of service to you, Mistress Villiers? The letter? Oh, what a relief it is to see it arrived unmolested. It was entrusted to me by Aurelia of Rauga's Reach. After the Battle of Gimlet Dark, I spent a few nights there, you see. I can only assume that whoever sent it to the Reach had heard tell of the great battle between you and Lord Xenos, and how you had been brought to the Barber. However, by the time it arrived, you had long since been spirited away to Ishgard. Had Lunny not recognized you from the stories, I do not know how I might have seen it to your hand. If you seek the author, mayhap you should pay a visit to the Reach. I know only what I told you, but surely Aurelia can tell you more. May the Fury watch over and keep you, friend.
Okay, so now I gotta go to Rauga's Reach. This is only getting slightly annoying. I better get something for this. I don't remember. Hold on. Oh, well, I mean... I got something else I need to do here, so I might as well knock it out. Oh yeah, I did that side quest. Hey Aurelia.
A pleasure to see you. Lost that long-haired boy of yours again?
No, I need to know about this.
This is about the letter, is it? It came to me with a shipment of supplies from Little Alamigo, as I recall. I can only presume the sender was hoping that Commander Hext would see to it personally, but I'm not surprised it escaped her notice, given the chaos at Gimlet Dark and after. It found its way into my medical supplies, and as you well know, I decided to let that Guardian Knight take charge of its delivery. In any event, I advise you to continue your search in Little Alamigo. If anyone there knows aught of the letter's author, it would be Gundobald.
Fuck! Oh wait, I can drive here. Let's go turn in that blue quest. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Do 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 So I explored. Tell her what I found. She's like, thank, here's some money. Okay, so now we need to go to Little Alamigo. What's up, Gundabald? Well met, Umbra. I was not expecting a visit. What brings you to Southern Thanalan? Tell me about this letter. I can't do that voice today, so... This letter, you say, and you seek the author. If you read it, then you know their heart. What you meant to them, how you changed their life for the better. It is a feeling I understand all too well. Which is why I agreed to send this letter with the supplies for Elga's reach. Yet you never were one to let a mystery remain unsolved, were you? At the Red Rooster Stead in Lower Lanasia, you will find a man named Gardaherd. Speak with him. Perhaps then you will find a measure of peace. Limsa Laminsa. I didn't realize my light was off this entire time. That would explain why it was so dark and why my eyes were hurting. Okay, so... Oh, it was in Lower Lanasia, not actually, whoops. Fly. Oh God, it's you. But why are you here? You really don't remember any of it. The Kirkin bandits. A certain merchant who may have overstepped his bounds just a trifle? You were a right bloody mess when you returned to the dry docks with my wares. And I do mean bloody. I say, is none of what I'm telling you ringing a bell, really? Not even the part where I refused to thank you and demanded that you pay me restitution for the property you yourself returned to me. And seeing as I've already confessed it, I may as well reiterate. It was me. That was just the beginning of my bad luck, as it happens. The string of bad decisions left me in debt to some very unforgiving fellows. Before I knew it, they'd taken my damn near everything I owned. I was friendless, penniless, hopeless. And let me tell you, running afoul of the Warrior of Light had not done me any favors either. There was a time I couldn't help but blame you for all my misfortune. And then one day, when I was rummaging through my meager possessions, I had an epiphany. I stumbled upon a package from that shipment you recovered for me that ill-fated day. Flower bulbs, stained with kick and blood, but viable for cultivation, still brimming with the potential to grow and thrive. Before I knew it, I was cradling the package to my breast, sobbing and moaning like a mad fool. For a fool is exactly what I had been. I'd been offered a kindness without let or lien, and instead of thanking this generous hero, I spat in her face. So, I left that life behind, save for the bulbs I brought with me here. Apprenticed myself to the botanist and resolved to start anew. And wouldn't you know it, the stubborn little fiends finally bloomed for me. I suppose it's only fitting that you'd show up again that very day. I've 1,000,000 regrets, but none greater than how I spoke to you. I say this not to beg your forgiveness, but to tell you how you've changed me for the better, and to thank you for that opportunity. I do have one request, if you are amenable to it. I pray you accept a flower, one of the precious few that bloomed. A token of my heartfelt appreciation from my personal savior. Admittedly, this particular breed is perhaps best suited for funerals and farewells, but if you'd rather not keep it on yourself, perhaps there's someone else who might welcome it. Am I about to get the phrase set? Do 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 do. I'm gonna have to go get a jacket. It is cold down here today. Clever, clever, clever. Or are we just playing it by ear?
No matter. I wanted this once, more than anything. A chance to speak and be heard. But neither of us needs it anymore. And if we were to look deep within ourselves, we will realize that we never did. We are the stories we tell ourselves. The brave hero, the tortured soul, the altruist, the pragmatist. They will tell you who they see, but you and you alone know who you are. For I speak only for myself. If you find comfort in my words, they are yours for the taking. But that is your choice, now and ever after, as it has always been. Now comes your part, to cloak yourself in fiction, to breathe life into the dead, to give a voice to the voiceless. As we did together that day, when you gave us your answer. Was it ever mine?
That was pretty cool. Welcome back, Ubra. As you can see, Rhea and I are getting along swimmingly, so you needn't worry about us in the slightest. Not one bit. So, what of the mysterious unsigned letter? Did your grand search for answers lead you anywhere interesting? Closure, perhaps? And so? Well, glad to hear it, I suppose. Da, 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 da. Alright, I need to check something. How to get Frey set. Frey's dark armor. The adamantite. Okay, so it's the adamantite set. Okay. Well, that's a little disappointing. I don't think I ever got that set, honestly. Garabanya. Back to MSQ, ladies and gents. Aw, it's a baby Dark Knight. Look at the baby. Do I think I'm good at the game? Hell no. Da, 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 da. What's up, Maxima? Commander Alden awaits us in the Royal Palace. If you will follow me.
They're here, Commander.
Ooh, nice voice.
And I, for one, am grateful that they are. Told you've been busy since our paths last crossed at the Gimlet Dark. Not that I understand half of it. When the Scions spoke of other worlds, I'd struggled to describe what I pictured. Mayhap things would seem clearer were I to hear the tale from your own lips. But I'm afraid the situation will not afford us that luxury. I trust you two require no introduction.
We meet again, hero of Eorzea. Must we repeat this ridiculous display? I pose no threat to you, though what I come to warn you of very well might.
Had he meant to do us harm, I hazard he would have kept to the shadows, and brought more than 2 companions. We need not pretend to be the best of friends, but I hope we can put aside our differences for the present.
As you are doubtless aware, Sir Estinian and I cooperated to rid the world of Black Rose in your absence. Our journey together took us as far as the Imperial Palace, where we witnessed Emperor Varus meet his death at Xenos' hand. Being the sole witnesses to this crime, and in no position to defend our innocence, we were then forced to flee, each pursuing his own avenue of escape. When we were later reunited, Estinian claimed to have encountered an unfamiliar kind of machina during his flight. But to me, his description seemed anything but. And upon further investigation, I found that I was right. The Empire is developing a new Ultima weapon.
What, that Allagan monstrosity, created to vanquish primals, with which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea?
The same. In my foolishness, I sought to harness its power, and became the Ascian's pawn in so doing. But you know as well as I how that tale ended. The weapon itself, excavated from beneath this very city, was destroyed ere we could fully unravel its secrets, and that should have been the end of it. But unlikely as it sounds, the Empire's efforts to recreate it have somehow borne fruit, primarily through secret research conducted by the 7th Imperial Legion, it would seem.
Wait, the 7th was all but annihilated at Cartano, along with its legatus.
Indeed, few survived. The 7th, as it is now, has little in common with the Legion led by Vandanis, and its leadership has changed hands several times since. Precisely how this project has continued despite such turmoil, and under whose auspices, remains a mystery. What we do know, however, is that a number of prototypes have been produced, and that one of them is on its way to Eorzea.
Well, that's not good.
We attempted to stop it, but it was all we could do to slow its progress, so we resolved instead to bring you warning.
Valid.
And right glad are we that you did, though it soundly dashed our hopes that tensions might ease at last.
As it is, we've begun to strengthen our presence in the Gimlet Dark, and are assembling a force to meet the coming threat. A force with you in its vanguard, I hope. Before you say anything, I know full well you have pressing concerns of your own. Your comrades remain in peril, and I would not ask you to forsake them. But the fact remains that you, and you alone, have faced the Ultima weapon, and emerged victorious. We need you. And so, when the time comes, if your comrades can spare you, I bid you lend us your strength. I've assigned an officer to await your word.
The Ascian's downfall was to be the work of my remaining days. But it was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further.
Valid.
I will do what I must to see this mistake consigned to history once and for all. Even if it means begging your aid. The Fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy.
I too shall make for the border and offer my skills, meager though they seem in such company. Mayhap we shall meet there anon.
Though we can ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon, our friends' plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first. I only hope you are not forced to make a choice.
Alright, so that is... one of 10.
As ever, the way forward is paved with difficult decisions. We can ill afford to ignore the threat of the new Ultima weapon, but with each passing day the plight of the Scions grows ever more perilous. If you cannot stay for a debriefing of the ultimate weapon, I will not stop you. I only ask that you confer with me before returning to the Fist.
Okay, before we continue, I need to go grab a jacket. It is freezing down here. I'll be right back. Okay, that's way better. Alright. The way home.
I take it you're ready to return to the Fist. Then I would ask that you appraise the others of recent events here in the Source, namely Xenos' return and the development of the new Ultima weapon. As for their bodies, you may assure them that Master Matoya and I will continue doing what we can to keep their corporeal ether stable. Safe travels, Umbra. I hope to see you in the other Scions soon.
Okay, so now I need to run over to Norvrant. Which cost me a pretty penny. But whatever.
You've come at a most opportune time, my friend. I've made something of a breakthrough in my research on the soul in a means to return the Scions home. I trust you've been making good use of your time. Ill tidings from the source, you say? Then I will summon the others that we might be appraised of the situation. Hi, Graha. Ow.
Now that we are all here, what news from the source?
A new Ultima weapon. We must count ourselves lucky that Gaius has pledged his assistance.
While this is indeed a worrying development, I think the state of the Empire as a whole greater grounds for concern. With the Emperor slain and Xenos returned, it is impossible to predict how matters will unfold in Garlemald. The Ultima weapon may be but the first of many unpleasant surprises.
The situation beareth closer observation, of that there is no doubt, and doth compound our need to return unto the source.
Then let us address that issue. Our long search for a means to see you safely home may well be nearing its conclusion. Thanks in large part to Urianger and Becklug's invaluable insight, we have succeeded in fashioning a vessel for the journey.
We set out to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white aurosite, but without its regrettable limitations. And after a good deal of trial and error, we made one. An ark for soul and mind both, that will allow your incorporeal self in its entirety to be ferried between worlds. A spirit vessel, if you will.
However?
Though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must needs imbue it with the Exarch's innate gift.
A gift that lives on only through the blood of the Allagan Emperors, which certainly does not flow within aurosite or any other crystal.
Just so, milady. The blood serveth as a conduit of sorts. In its absence, memory cannot pass from mind unto mind, nor from flesh unto crystal.
That being the case, we must either alter the process of inheritance so as to require no such thing, or determine a means by which my blood may permeate the vessel. I am hopeful that the records found within this tower will yield the knowledge we require to pursue one or the other of these avenues.
As well you should be. The Allagan's body of etherological research is extraordinary. I can scarce believe it the work of ages past. But its underlying principles are not so very different from those of my own field of study. Given time, we will find the answers we seek.
I know that you can ill afford to wait, and it pains me that I must ask you to do so. I can only reaffirm my promise to you that a solution will be found. Whatever it takes, I will see you safely home.
My apologies.
I do hope you haven't come to tell us that mortal peril fast approaches.
No. I had hoped to speak with the Warrior of Darkness. But there is no need to cut short your meeting on my account. I will be waiting outside.
Why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind. Unless she didn't want to.
Perhaps I might accompany you. Though I am woefully ill-qualified to assist in the Exarch's research, I may yet be of some use to Lena.
All right. I must confess, while I enjoy my fair share of scholarly research, it will be good to step outside for a spot of fresh air. Now then, shall we go and speak with Lena? Go over there. Hello, Lena. We have little time, so I will be brief. A Sin Eater has been sighted in Lakeland, and I ask for your assistance in slaying it. A Sin Eater? I had heard some few yet remained around after the night had returned, but perhaps we should call the others? That will not be necessary. It is only a single Sin Eater. A simple task for our guard, I should think. That said, I believe fighting alongside the Warrior of Darkness would be a valuable experience for them. Peace can lead to complacency, and they gain nothing from an easy victory. But you do not underestimate your foes, however harmless they may seem. My men would do well to learn from your example. Let's be about it then. Excellent. Then let us make for Fort Job. I'm checking a thing. Alright, so that's not ready yet. Put it back to sleep. Hello, Lena. If you would wait here for a moment, I will gather the others. You may not remember, but you have met these soldiers once before, though only in passing. Long have they awaited the opportunity to fight at your side.
I was at death's door that day after the Senatus attacked. If you and yours hadn't come along, I'd have likely stepped through, and I wouldn't have been alone. Your courage and selflessness is something we all aspire to.
I too was there that terrible day. My friend was transformed into a Sin Eater before my eyes, and I had no choice but to cut her down. The thought of returning to the field, of holding a blade again, filled me with dread. That is no way to honor her or my comrades, so I have returned. I swear I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. A pleasure to meet you, miss. Truly. It seems like only yesterday I watched as you took flight astride an Amaro to go and save the Oracle. Strange to think the Ulmorian soldiers we once locked blades with are now on our side. but we will do our utmost to keep the peace here in Lakeland. We seem to be missing one. My apologies, Captain Lena. An elderly gentleman asked me to escort him to Clearmont. It took longer than expected. I will not begrudge you your desire to help those in need, but a soldier must be punctual, especially when we play host to honored guests. It won't happen again. The name's Thaler. I'm sure you don't remember, but we met once in the infirmary. Ah. I asked you to deliver a message to the Exarch and the Warrior of Darkness. Little did I know I was already talking to her. Don't give up. Don't give in. I keep those words close to my heart, and the boundless beautiful skies above serve as a reminder of their importance. Ow. My friend got to see the night return shortly before he passed. He left this world with a smile, satisfied with a glimpse of what was to come. But there are countless others who weren't so fortunate. They gave their lives for the promise of a future they'll never know, so it falls to us to do everything we can to fulfill that promise. No matter what happens, we won't give up. We won't give in. Air's really dry. Your heroism has inspired all of our guardsmen in much the same manner. Our scouts at the northern staging point have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person. Let us not keep them waiting. Alrighty. Excuse me. And down. It's already dead.
Did you slay this eater? Your orders were to await the main force before engaging.
No, Captain. It wasn't us, I swear it. A man came out of nowhere and cut it down before we knew what was happening.
By himself. Certainly it is no light warden, but nevertheless.
It's true. Felled it with a single swing of his axe, he did. I've never seen anything like it. So I says to him, who are you, the warrior of bleeding darkness? And he says, no, I'm a warrior of light. And that was it. Buggered off as quick as he came.
A warrior of light? Why would someone go around calling himself that, though? It was those bastards who caused the flood. I mean, if you were going to pretend to be anyone, it'd be her. The warrior of darkness.
Eh? Oh, I didn't know. It's an honor.
Since the Eater is no longer a threat, our work here is done. Return to your posts.
I had hoped to fight at your side today. But I'll continue to follow your example, and may we meet again.
I apologize for the wasted journey. Seems I overestimated the threat.
No, I don't think you
As for
did.
this warrior of light, I do not know who would be brazen enough to take that mantle for his own. Whatever it may once have meant, it is forever tainted by the association with the Flood. The Exarch told me the truth of Ardbert and his comrades' deeds, and I am aware they played some part in your own triumph. But to most, they are synonymous with the calamity that befell this world. Still, if this man is minded to destroy Sin Eaters, I may forgive him his unfortunate choice of alias. But that is neither here nor there. I thank you for accompanying me.
With that concluded, shall we return to the Crystarium? There is a proposal I should like to make.
Okay.
Forgive me. There is one more thing. A personal concern of mine. I had hoped you might have a moment to speak privately.
Take your time. I shall go on ahead.
Okay. I have to update the name of the stream because I still have it as 5.1. That was an accident.
I will not mince words. This matter concerns the Exarch. Though his countenance belies his age, his demeanor never has. He has seen more than any man should and grown ever more weary with time. But I see I give the wrong impression. While it is true he attempted to open a letter with a salmon fillet the other evening, we are not here because I suspect his mind is deteriorating. Nor do I believe him to be so maddeningly unconcerned by the prospect of his own death as he once was. Indeed, the opposite is true. It is for this reason that I seek your advice. Since he returned from the Tempest, the Exarch is not as he was. He seems a different man. A younger man. I know not the details of his research, but when I saw him at work recently, there was a glint in his eye that I had never seen before. He looked happy. It was as if he had peered into the future and for the first time found joy there. Though it gladdens me to see him thus, I wonder if I should not keep my distance. I fear that my presence will only anchor him to the past, remind him of all the pain that came before. Are you sure? Then perhaps we might remain as we were. As we have always been.
Ow.
What a relief. In that case, I will have to speak with him about the amount of time he is spending at work. This research is important, I know, but if he refuses to consider his own health, I will have to consider it for him.
Okay, so that is the end of Seeking Counsel, which is number 3. We're on number 4.
I will not keep you. You and your comrades have much to discuss. I will see the others back to their posts.
We're on 4 of 10 already. Let me in. What's up, Alphino? The others were quite shocked to hear what we found in Lakeland. But now that you're here, there's a proposal I should like to make. Oh, gotta uncross my leg. I have been spending a great deal of time in the Cabinet of Curiosity, and of late I have noted more and more people perusing books on history, the years leading up to the Flood in particular. I suspect they wish to know more about the Warriors of Light, as well they should, but nearly everything I've come across describes them as Sin-Eaters, or worse. Regardless of whether or not this Warrior of Light is who they claim to be, I worry that their sudden appearance in conjunction with this renewed interest in their predecessors may lead to a growing unrest and fear. If the people of the Crystarium seek the truth, I say we give it to them. I, too, can attest to the falsehoods found within the full many of the Cabinet's tomes, with nary a mention of the noble deeds of Ardbert and his comrades. To be fair, they bear some responsibility for the Flood, but when the tale is told again and again over the course of a century, I'm not surprised to see their roles distorted and them painted as villains. Were it not for the records stored within the Crystal Tower, I would have had no reason to question the narrative. Unfortunately, that knowledge was of no use, for when I arrived here in the first, their reputation had already been irreparably tarnished. That said, there still remain those who worked tirelessly to defend their good name in those early days following the Flood. Considering all the good they had done, I find it a wonder they needed defending at all. They brought to justice the man who misused my knowledge to bring about the fall of Verbert. That such heroes could be spoken of in the same breath as Sin-Eaters is absurd. Under normal circumstances, I would agree, but as time passed, those who knew firsthand of their deeds dwindled. In the end, only one truth remained, that they were the ones that caused the Flood. With the world on the brink of oblivion, it was all too easy for the Warriors of Light to become villains deserving only of resentment and hate. At that point, the truth mattered little. It would not change their lot. Thanks to all of you, however, their lot has changed, and now they may heed the long-forgotten truth. You claimed it was Ardbert who helped you overcome Emmett Selk, correct? Such a revelation would do well to sway the hearts of those who know him only as a villain. I have shared this with a select few, but one and all must be told of his sacrifice. To that end, I say we proceed with Alphino's plan. We call together the people of the Crystarium and recount to them the true tale of the Warriors of Light, and the Flood that followed in their wake. Well, what say you, Umbra? I wish we'd... I should have selected the other option. Alize, then we're all of one mind on the matter. Good. Exarch, might I ask you to continue working with Beck-Lurg on our means of returning home? The rest of us will see to gathering the people of the Crystarium in the etc. We have to reach out to anyone and everyone who might be willing to lend an ear. With any luck, word will spread, and more will accompany them. Do 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 do. Hello, Mr. Glynard. Well, well, to what do I owe the pleasure? Whatever it is, I should ask you to be brief. With the night return, visitors have been flocking to the Crystarium, and I found myself too busy by half. I don't mind it, though. See, the stairs so full of life and excitement, one can almost forget the flood ever happened. The Warriors of Light. Yes, the Exarch has mentioned them before, but everyone knows them now as the Cardinal Virtues. Or are you suggesting there's more to it than that? Well, you've yet to steer us wrong, so I'm willing to hear what you have to say. What's up, Braggy? Come to browse the wares in the market, have you? Well, I can guarantee you'll have no trouble finding what you need, whatever it may be. Under Yulmar's new leadership, trade has never been more prosperous. Word is that fellow from Daedalus Stoneworks has taken over as mayor. Did he really? Little wonder business is booming the way it is. I imagine it won't be long before all of Novarant reaps the benefits. But you've not come to talk about the market. Something on your mind? I'm gonna abandon that voice. I see. The Exarch did mention they have something to do with your returning the night in Novarant. Alright, consider my interest piqued. I can't do that voice very well, and if I don't want to, like, misappropriate a sound.
Umbra, my, what a wonderful surprise. Though I hope your being here doesn't mean someone's been hurt. Thanks to you, I've had far fewer patients coming through my doors of late, which is a shame, come to think of it. I've had fewer opportunities to test my new medicines. I jest, of course. It's actually been quite pleasant to have a few moments to myself now and then. The truth about the Warriors of Light. The Exarch has already spoken with me about them. Well, if there's more to the tale, I'd very much like to hear it.
Brr, brr. Brr, 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 brr. Ah. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Ah. Must have taken the wrong set of stairs or something. Yeah, I did.
Well, well, what a coincidence. I was just reading over a letter I received from Grenalt not long ago. He says a visitor from the Crystarium found him at the bottom of the ocean and that she inspired him to reach new artistic heights. Well, I can only think of one person capable of both feats. Though I'd say the letter is far more impressive. To think fate could bring the two of you together in such a place. I'm sorry, you mean the Exarch didn't tell us the whole story of the Warriors of Light? Well, whatever he left unsaid, I'm all ears.
You are indeed, madam. Can I jump? Nope. Alright, there it is. Do, 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 do. It's gotta be the caravan.
Oh, this can't be. Surely there's at least one book that does not cast the Warriors of Light and their deeds in such a negative light. Oh, Umbra! Forgive me, the Cabinet of Curiosity has been bustling with visitors of late, but I fear our repository lacks the knowledge they seek. The people wish to know the truth of the Flood, the Warriors of Light. I have searched high and low, but alas, every account portrays them as no better than sin-eaters, abominations worthy only of scorn and resentment. I know they were not always judged so harshly, yet I can find no proof, and I dare call myself a librarian. You would address the people and tell them the truth of the Warrior of Light. Of the Flood. Oh, wonderful! You have regaled me with the tale once before, but I should love to hear it again. Oh, and you may be assured I will not come alone.
Okay, so now we need to jump back a bit. Jump back a bit. Do do do. Do do. Do do do. Do do. Oh, Alfino!
Alizé. There you are. Between the four of us, I dare say we swept through the Crystarium from top to bottom. Now we need but wait for the other people to gather.
Alright. Oh, shit. We got a crowd.
Yes, this looks to be nearly everyone. Let us begin, shall we?
There goes Lahiro.
Though I am usually the first to hold forth at such events, I think on this occasion that honor should fall to you.
Me?
They would be more inclined to take the word of the Warrior of Darkness.
Indeed. In light of the subject matter, who better than thee to speak these truths?
Warriors of Light did all that?
So they never... I mean, they only ever wanted to help. And when everything they'd done turned to ash, they still carried on.
Yeah.
They gave everything to stop the flood. First their lives, then their souls. And they managed it too, in the end. They saved us. And we cursed their names.
Doesn't feel good, huh?
This should go a long way towards clearing the air. Impossible. I definitely see something. You don't think it's a ghost, do you?
Nay, yonder standeth no bloodless apparition, but a warrior of light and darkness both. Ardbert.
What in the world?
It's you! The one who slew the Eater!
That it should be the warrior of darkness who brought the truth to light. You've saved me a fair bit of time, though I have a few words of my own to say, if I may. People of the Crystarium, I am Ardbert, one of those you know as a warrior of light.
That's impossible. You should be dead.
Aye, that I should. But as the world has been given new life, so too have I. I know not why I, and I alone, have been gifted this chance. But I do know this. Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass. The hero who stands before you now, the warrior of darkness, is not of this world. And the day will come when she must return to her home. But this land is our home. And if it is to remain so, now and forevermore, it is we who must protect it. The time to rely on saviors from afar has passed. It is you who must rise. You who must become the new warriors of light.
What? Us? Warriors of Light?
None of us were born heroes, my friend. I was only ever a man with a thirst for adventure. But wherever my journeys took me, I was invariably confronted with the same choice. To lend what aid I could to those in need, or not. And I always chose the former. Any one of you could do the same. All you need is the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through.
From thine own lips did we learn of Ardbert's fate, and by thy countenance I gather thou art not inclined to recant thy testimony. Yet whosoever this man may be, his words hold truth and resonate with the citizenry besides. For us to voice our doubts here and now would serve but to sow disquiet. 'Twere better we retired unto the ocular and there discuss this matter in private.
I was about to say.
I will stay here and watch.
So, that is a warrior of light of the first. I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, but as you all seem to be in agreement, I gather this is no simple case of mistaken identity.
As far as I was able to discern, that was indeed Ardbert. It has been a long time, but not that long. Could he truly have been resurrected as he claims?
Ardbert did entrust his very soul unto thee. I see no reason to question thy judgment.
Nor I. To my eyes, your ether burns as brightly as the day you slew Emmett Selk. That is proof that he is with you still.
Yet that which standeth now before the people is far more than a passing imitation. I am reminded of the cardinal virtues, though a sin-eater he is not. Which leaveth but one plausible explanation.
That he is an Ascian.
Given their fondness for posthumous possession, I would have to agree. From what I understand, the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore by those whom they had aided in life. At the time, some few still remembered them as heroes. Needless to say, 4 of them were subsequently exhumed to serve as the Virtues. And if one knew where to look, Ardbert too would not have been difficult to find.
Assuming then that this is indeed the work of an Ascian, my mind inevitably turns to the last remaining paragon to survive the Sundering.
Elidibus. That Xenos hath reclaimed his own flesh is known. Thus evicted from his borrowed form, and cognizant no doubt of Emmett Selk's failure here in the first, 'tis quite possible the emissary chose Ardbert for his next vessel.
Inhabiting the flesh of the fallen. My, that is unsavory. And they do this often, you say?
Verily, for they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what one may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. Indeed, when Elidibus intruded upon the waking sands, his presence did go unmarked by all save Nymphilia and the Warrior of Light. On that occasion, I myself remained ignorant of his coming until after his departure. It was only at a later juncture, when he deigned to appear before me in borrowed flesh, that I was finally able to take the measure of him. In such puppetry do the Ascians engage when they seek to influence the course of history.
And they have gained much by it. Emmett Selk single-handedly built the Garlean Empire in this manner, while the Hebrea came close to conquering Eorzea, having taken possession of Thancred's living body.
Yet it must needs be noted that the Ascians cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels. For were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion. Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Hydaelyn's chosen from Ascian influence. Or mayhap other forces are at work. We cannot say for certain.
Whatever the reason, I hope it holds true. I dare not contemplate what might come to pass otherwise.
Is it not peculiar, then, that Ardbert's mortal remains should be susceptible, given that he was once a warrior of light? Or did the final departure of his soul make it possible, perhaps? Regardless, to hear an Ascian use him to call forth new warriors of light boggles the mind.
Elidibus hath ever been an enigma, his ostensible purpose being to preserve the balance between light and dark. When he made overtures towards me, however, I was afforded a glimpse behind the mask of the self-appointed emissary. I shall not defend mine actions, undertaken in pursuit of a better understanding of our foe as either wise or prudent. Nevertheless, what little I did glean may now prove useful. Elidibus possesseth a subtle mind, practiced in the art of manipulation. That he coaxed this star's most valiant heroes as far as the source with naught save half-truths is no trifling feat. And now I believe he doth employ his skills once more to some as yet unknown end. Though naught is certain, should my suspicions prove true, we shall have need of all our wits if we are to uncover and thereafter thwart his plot.
Agreed. 'Tis plain that simply speaking out against him will not avail us. At best, it would only serve to confuse the people. And I would hesitate to do anything which might tarnish Ardbert's reputation once more, nor yours by association. That being the case, it may be wise to keep a covert eye on this Ardbert's movements, as we attempt to discern his purpose and how best to mitigate his influence.
His performance appears to have concluded. What now? Go back out and follow him?
Twould appear Master Alphino already hath pursuit in mind, and I suspect one pair of eyes shall better serve our cause than half a dozen. Let the rest of us maintain an inconspicuous distance, for the present at least.
Okay, so that was mission number 4. Asleep disturbed. You did well to dispel the falsehoods surrounding the Warriors of Light and their actions prior to the Flood. Though I must say the reappearance of Ardbert, or rather one who appropriated his identity, was a rather curious development. He is an impostor, of that there is no doubt. But to the masses, he will appear as a hero returned from the grave. After the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore, the people prayed fervently for the gods to deliver them from their plight, prayed that these fallen heroes be born again for their sacrifices. What bitter irony. I, for one, would like to know why Ardbert urged the people to become Warriors of Light themselves. Ere we take action, we must needs ascertain his intent. Let us pray that Master Alphino returneth soon with the most essential knowledge. For now, I think it best to appraise Thancred and Reen of our efforts. When we do confront Ardbert, we should no doubt have need of their strength. Agreed. I think it prudent that we all take measures to prepare for what's to come. Becklug and I will continue our research into how we might improve the spirit vessel, that it might one day carry you home. Then I think it time I return to the Great Wood. Until now, everything we have learned of the Ascians has been handed to us at their leisure. But that was one of Emmett Selk's unique feelings. I have no reason to think Elidibus will be as forthcoming. Fortunately, I recently received word from Fano that heretofore unexplained chambers have been discovered deep within the Katana Revel. Almet believes the relics within tell a great calamity that befell an ancient civilization, that of the Ascians, perhaps. They may lead us to the truths we seek. I wouldn't dream of going without you. When you're ready, make for Fano. Almet and her sisters will be expecting us. Then let us be about our tasks. Pray give my regard to the V's. Oh. Ouch. Heading over to here. Yep, yappity you boo. Almet. Welcome, allies of the Ronka. We have accomplished much since you last came. With the Light Warden dead and its minions dispersed, we have at last reclaimed our hunting grounds near Raktika Falls. It was there that we discovered more ruins. Although we ran afoul of no traps while exploring its halls, we determined that the innermost chambers were warded by magic. We all were in agreement. Before any investigation could proceed, you should be summoned. We are grateful that you did. From what you have told me, I strongly suspect that the wisdom of my comrades and I that I seek can be found within. This wisdom could prove invaluable, for we may soon face a foe whose greatest asset is our ignorance. I see. Then it is good that you have come, for Ronka was once home to the greatest of weapons, knowledge and understanding. And it is our duty to ensure you and yours do not want for either. That said, we must proceed with caution. To have reached the inner chambers unmolested suggests a more formidable deterrent yet lies within. Come now! Surely any threat sleeping within the ruins pale in comparison to those we have faced thus far. This is not a game, sister. You should not be so eager to run headlong into danger. Oh? And who was it pining for the return of our allies that we might venture into the ruins, clutching her staff at night, wishing it were? You promised not to tell. Then I suggest we be going. Get back here. Well, those two are excitable. Remind me, exactly how old are you and your sisters? On second thought, perhaps it's better I do not know. Pray forgive their overzealous nature. None save we three have been privileged to escort you and yours into the ruins and bear witness to its secrets. Their hearts now burn with a curiosity that is not easily sated. Please, you needn't apologize. As a seeker of knowledge myself, I understand full well their enthusiasm. And if not for your sedulous efforts to protect the ruins, we would not be afforded this opportunity. Speaking of which, I believe I have kept you away from the ruins long enough. Come, let us make for the Katana Revel. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Yum. Na 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 na. Well, that certainly looks interesting. It is most strange for these halls to be left unguarded. Have care when breaking the seal on the chamber door. Danger surely awaits us on the other side. Alright, here we go. This is gonna be a biggin'.
Come. Our new discoveries are to be found this way.
Yeah, now I remember why I didn't try and do their voices. I was like, ooh, I'm not gonna be able to do that. At least not well enough that I'm comfortable with it.
The people of Ronka are known to have venerated animals, but these features do not match those of any indigenous species. This is no common beast. Though that much is plain from its proportions.
Lifelike, is it not? One could almost imagine it breathed. Why you... Ugh.
This owl, by contrast, seems no different from the others we've seen.
The sealed door lies ahead.
The sealed door lies ahead. Yeah. That's a very particular dialect that I don't think I could do justice, so I don't want to fuck it up.
As you see, one statue is missing. I expect we are meant to replace it as before.
We're gonna go grab the statue and wake up the Guardian.
Too simple. There will be some additional defense mechanism. Just a moment. There are words carved into the stone. He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber shall instead waken the beast and know his folly. Wait! Don't!
What? But I only... What is happening? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, it lives!
Why am I not surprised? Prepare yourselves.
Aw, shit. Wonderful. You trespass, mortal, upon sacred ground. In retribution, 4 souls have I bound. Yet to heroes proven, learned, and wise, a comrade's soul shall be their prize. If you would see theirs set free, answer me these riddles 3. Alright. So it is a sphinx. Deft of paw, with kin do I vie, though sought apart, betterment of the whole do our efforts descry. What am I? Hold on. Deft of paw, with kin do I vie, with fellows do I fight. Though sought apart, betterment, Jesus Christ. Oh my god! Though sought apart, betterment of the whole, do our efforts descry. What am I? I think it's the Cyril. Fuck. Great. With fearsome fang I travel with pack, together we find harmony, and thus for peace our land does not lack. What am I? That would be wolf, right? Yeah, that's wolf. Their doctrines praise that they would know peace and harmony to the end of their days. The riddles answer you did discern, and thus blah 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 blah. On my belly do I crawl, by my strength does prosperity reign within our hall. What am I? That sounds like a snake. Lured to slumber, ere it tear the world asunder, the riddles answer you did discern, and thus to you a soul will return. Desire you that which I yet claim, then we shall play another game. Alright. A test of mind and memory, choose wisely, and you all may yet go free. Twixt these talisman hide friend and foe, choose your companions well, or sorrow no. What? Okay, so there's Y'shtola. And this is the other Y'shtola. Your comrades are assembled together at last, yet still there remains one trial you must pass. If you would glean the knowledge enshrined in this earth, I would first take measure of your worth. And now we're gonna fight her. One worthy of she who the Ronkins extolled must be strong of mind, body, and soul.
No mercy!
I will not hold back. Here I come. I will not hold back.
Oh, it goes through, so you have to make sure. Okay.
I will not hold back. This and that and this. This is going to leave a mark.
Well fought, hero. The trial is complete. The way is open, and thus I can concede defeat. Okay. That was a neat one.
'Twould seem the magics have returned us. How polite. Now, what have we learned?
Ah, we were bound to run into a living statue eventually. And now we can open the door.
He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber. A tomb, just as I thought. Befitting a hero.
Be right back. I'm gonna go get a snake.
She is Vis. Could it be the Archmage Tiuna? A legendary hero of Ronka, as you surmised. The tales tell of how she smote entire armies with a single incantation, so potent was her spellcraft. Though she ever fought in the name of peace.
I thought them no more than tales. To think she really existed.
Well, I for one always believed.
I wonder. by the light of fallen stars, great power awakens.
Tuna was not only a master of spellcraft. It is said she could see truths long lost and hear the voices of men's hearts.
She was a chosen.
Naught less than the Echo. In which case, none of this is mere coincidence. A shower of stars setting the sky aflame. And in both this world and the Source, we find individuals within whom a mysterious power awakened at the sight. We can never unpick the why of it. Now, however, I believe we might. Does the scene depicted here not resemble the one we saw when we first ventured into the Katana Ravel? Moreover, does it not recall that which Selk invited us to witness in Amarot? The final days. If, as the Exarch's research suggests, soul and mind share a fragile yet profound bond, might it not be possible for an event to leave such a deep imprint upon the soul that it could be perceived eons later, given a suitable trigger? The Echo defies explanation by conventional etherological theory, or shall we say modern etherological theory. But if it is a power that once belonged to the ancients, to souls yet undivided, it would seem I have entered the realm of pure speculation, and I call myself a scholar. I shall refrain from making any further wild claims until such time as I have evidence. Still, I cannot choose but be reminded of our experience in Amarot. Remember us.
History is learned, not lived. We have always protected the Tales of Ronka, just as we have protected this place. But we are mindful of what our mothers taught us. We see the past through our own eyes, and speak of it with our own words. Thus do we come to understand it in our own way. But this is not the same as remembering.
Your mothers were wise. Though we witnessed the final days, our impressions could not fail to be colored by our own experiences and expectations. Those who lived through it would have perceived the event quite differently. We must bear in mind that it is no simple matter to keep the truth alive, or it will die with Selk and his kin. But we have disturbed Tuna long enough. Fanau will serve similarly well as a venue for our contemplations.
By your pensive expression, I take it the tomb has given you much to think about. That is well. In time, the knowledge you have gleaned will lead you to understanding, and thus arm you for what is to come. Before you leave, however,
I would speak again of the teachings of our forebears, of the history learned, not lived. The legend of Tijuana and her exploits have been told countless times over the centuries, yet it is handed from one generation to the next. The story changes. With each telling of the tale, there are new flourishes, details changed or lost. We can never truly know how she lived, for we were not there to see it. But we are here now to bear witness to your life. We have seen the change you have wrought and the echoes that will endure long after you are gone, and though it too will change in time, I swear to you we shall do our best to preserve your story. I hope you'll forgive me if I don't make an oath of my own, but I think it goes without saying we could never misspeak of your heroism. Perish the thought! So long as we are here, there are none among the V who will not know of all you have done for Norvrent. Click. We are not deserving of such reverence, but we are grateful all the same. You can be certain we will have our own tales to tell the great guardians of Raktika and the ruins of Ronka. I pray you safe travels then. As ever, we shall await your return with open arms. Okay. Where's Pistola? Although we had learned not of the Asians, the insight we gained into the Echo made our trip worthwhile. Before we return to the Crystarium, however, there is a small matter I would attend to in Slitherbow. Might I trouble you to come along with me? Thank you. After we arrive, we should have a brief word with Runer. Doing this left-handed is hard. Umbra, it's good to see you. You've arrived at a most opportune time. I was preparing a pot of my famous stew. Come, I will ready a place for you. I'm sorry, Runa, but we haven't the... Please, I insist. It will only take a minute. My apologies, Umbra. It seems our return to the Crystarium will be delayed. But perhaps only for a bit, if you assist me with my work. I say work, but it is rather more a chore. I must clean my chambers here in Slitherbow from top to bottom. If you would be so kind as to fetch a broom from Esgir, we might finish before Runer is done cooking. A broom for Master Matoya? I cannot imagine why she would have need of such a thing, but here you are. It's old and sturdy, but sturdy and sure to suffice. I trust Esgir was able to find a broom for us.
well worn. Good. This would prove difficult otherwise. Though I must say, I think I did rather well for not having a broom thus far. Yes, well, you weren't buried beneath a veritable avalanche of books when you entered, were you? Right. Anyway, it is time I finish cleaning with the help of the broom. Didn't honestly think I'd do it the old-fashioned way. That broom is more than capable of sweeping by itself. Or rather, it will be. Ahem. Time to rise, to swish and sweep. A tidy chamber you must keep. To this task you shall be bound until no dust is to be found. In this one particular aspect, I have no objections in following in Master Matoya's footsteps. In future, I may need you to remind me the pursuit of knowledge does not preclude other equally important duties, such as maintaining clean quarters for said pursuit. I will miss this place, these people. Master Matoya, pardon the interruption, but the stew is ready. Is something troubling you? You've been rather quiet. No, everything is fine, I assure you. It's been a long day, is all. I see. Ishtola, thank goodness you're still here. Oh, I actually kind of got the voice right. Alphino, I thought you were following Ardbert. I was, though I'm sad to say I lost track of him shortly after entering these woods. He seemed determined to traverse in every ilm of Norvrent in his quest to spread the truth of the Warriors of Light in the Flood. And it seems news of your address at the Crystarium precedes him at every destination, making his task all the more simple. It remains to be seen to what end he encourages the people to become Warriors of Light themselves. But there is no denying that his words have struck a chord with many. Well, we're all agreed that this is another Ascian ploy, yes? They've commandeered corpses before, and to no good end. I see no reason to think this time is any different, especially when it's that of a fallen warrior of light. I doubt we'll learn more if we remain a step behind. His next destination is in all likelihood Slitherbow. Alizé, are you certain you should be here? If you're concerned about Howrick and the others, you needn't be. Their treatment is going well, but progress is slow and exhausting for all of us. The best thing I can do for now is to let them rest. So, I believe we were about to discuss how to arrange a meeting with our would-be Warrior of Light.
Before visiting any towns or villages, Ardbert would hunt down and slay a nearby Sin Eater to earn the locals' trust. Our best chance of getting ahead of him is to find one before he does. Thankfully, Thancred and Reen have returned from the empty and have taken up the search.
Oh god, itchy nose.
Ryan believeth one may lurk beneath the boughs of the Woven Oath. Alizé. Then that is where we will start our search. Master Matoy. A warm bowl of stew will be awaiting your return. Aww. He loves her. I look forward to it. He loves her. Alrighty. So we're halfway done with 5.2 at this point. We're doing well, we're doing well.
If you were hoping to vent your frustrations on our Issa friend here, I can only apologize.
Few as they are now, it took us no time at all to track it down.
That suits our purpose perfectly. Now we need only wait for Ardbert to arrive.
Weren't you two meant to be attending to the empty?
We were, and are, but we can hardly ignore the rest of the world. So we thought we might see how things were coming along. From what we can gather, the answer is strangely.
Right now, we think we can do more good here.
It is heartening to have all present.
Indeed. We will be glad of the additional hands should matters escalate.
Our quarry has come.
It seems I've lost this particular race. Although I suppose it's only fair. When we first met, it was I who outpaced you. Ravana, was it? But where are my manners? I wouldn't be here were it not for you, and I have yet to say a word of thanks. Arm giving you trouble? You should have it examined.
Yeah.
Very well. Let us forego this pretense.
There it is.
After all, it was never you that I needed to deceive. Yes, it is I, Elizabeth. Through your time in Emet-Selk's imitation of our home, I dare say you have gained a better understanding of my role since last we met. Not that it matters.
We understand your role, emissary, but not your goal. What is it that you seek to achieve?
I seek to enact the will of the Convocation, of course. If it helps you to think of me as but another Ascian, no different in nature or purpose from the rest, you are welcome to do so.
Once, I would have said your goal was destruction alone. Now I understand that you fight for something you love, just as we do. Yet though we seem doomed to clash, I bid you consider Emet-Selk's final words. Remember that we once lived, he said. Had he not seen some glimmer of hope in our kind, I do not believe he would have spoken thus.
None better understood your plight than he. His words must surely be worthy of your consideration.
Emet-Selk. How very unlike you to err so gravely. That one should stray at the end of so onerous a path is understandable. But I had thought you above such weakness. Mayhap you thought the same. Would that I had been present to offer correction. But I shall do so now, as is my duty, and return all to its proper course. As for you, look at yourselves. Look at your history. Look back 100 short years to how your greatest warriors were undone. And now, at but a word from me, you raise your hands in answer like the puppets you are. Naught has changed. You fail, and you fail, and you learn nothing. Allow that which is most important to slip through your fumbling fingers like so many grains of sand, again and again and again, and you would remember us. You do forget yourselves. There is no common ground to be found between you and I, nor do I require any. I have my duty.
Wait!
Well, we have confirmed the identity of our foe at least, and 'tis safe to say his objective is the rejoining.
But we still have no idea how playing the part of a warrior of light will further his cause, nor why he would spur others to do the same.
Another visit to the Tempest may shed some light upon these mysteries. Whether we are to exchange words or blows with Elidibus at our next meeting, the fact remains, we know too little. Ere our paths cross again, I would learn more of the world that once was, and of Elidibus himself. In this, we would be best served going directly to his home, much as Emet-Selk came to ours.
Though I see the wisdom in thy suggestion, the Amarot we visited is but a phantom born of Emet-Selk's memory. I I fear it will teach us little that we do not already know.
I quite agree. Yet the ruins of the actual city remain unexplored. Given the vastness of the Tempest, I should not be surprised were there more such structures like to those in which the Ondo reside. A woman after my own heart.
Assuming we are all in agreement, then I suggest we first pay a visit to the Ondo. If anyone can tell us where more ruins are to be found, it is them.
Okay, so that was number 6. On to number 7. We should speak with the Tolashath first. As chieftain, he is doubtless privy to a great many secrets. The Tempest. I have sent for no finless ones. Perhaps you instead come seeking something of us. Ruins which your kind have yet to explore, I see. I know of one such place. Alas, under these circumstances, I'm afraid we can spare none to guide you there. And what circumstances are these? Rather than hunt for their own meals, the Benthos have pillaged our stores of mental liver. They must be replenished with haste. The Benthos? A particularly violent tribe of Ondo, if I recall. A band of bottom feeders. We all lost much in the flood, but while others work to rebuild, they resort to thievery and murder. Revenge, they call it. When they prey upon your kind, but do not be fooled. They care not who they harm. Would we had the warriors to challenge them. This is not the first time they have stolen from us, but there is no resource more precious than liver. All must dedicate themselves to the hunt. Unless, of course, we were to reclaim the livers for you. It seems a fitting payment for vital information, does it not? Moreover, one could agree that by employing Bismarck to reach these depths, thereby driving back the waters, we are in part responsible for the deeds of those driven to desperate ends by the changing climes. One can turn and all that. I thought you might say that. You've never been one to miss an opportunity to help. Reclaiming the stores it is, then. We would be grateful beyond words if you did. The Benthos have surely taken the livers back to Flounder's Fore, but be warned, there will be no shortage of guards waiting to spear intruders. Then we will have to care not to draw their attention, shall we? Do, 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 do. Ah, man. Do, do, do. Found them. Are those them? Perhaps you've deduced this already, but it seems the Benthers have been raiding Calusian storehouses as well as those of the Ando. Oranges, pumpkins, wheat. But we can discuss this after we see the livers safely back to Tolashath. Wouldn't do to keep him in suspense. Alright. Let's boo it, blap, boobity bop back over there. I don't know what that was. I'm tired. I am relieved to see you unspeared. Our precious livers. I knew you would not fail. We also found all manner of foodstuffs from Calusia in the Founder's Floor. Tell me, Tolashath, does that seem odd to you? It is brazen, to be sure. I'm reminded of rumors I've heard recently concerning a rash of thefts from Calusian warehouses. The perpetrators enter in the dead of night and are gone before anyone has realized what has happened. The Yulmorian army has been investigating, but thus far to no avail.
Alizé. Perhaps the reason they have been struggling so is that their quarry is of the sea. The true question then is what we mean to do about it. Much as I would like to proceed to the ruins without further delay, we cannot allow the Benthas to carry on as they are. If I may, I believe that the ruins are in fact the key to the Benthas' plan. Is that so? These ruins, which lie deep beneath the illuminated land, are a recent discovery. We have seen signs that the Benthas are preparing to claim them with all haste. We could not fathom why, but in light of the knowledge that they have been stockpiling resources, it is clear that their queen will soon give birth. They require space to raise their young, and food for both queen and hatchlings to survive. Well, we can hardly fault them for that. Under normal circumstances, perhaps, but conditions in the Tempest are far from suitable for spawning, its resources barely able to sustain our current population. There's only one reason they would disregard this. They seek to build an army, and with it take revenge upon the Finless. It is not a surprise. They came to us not long ago seeking allies for the cause. We rebuffed them, of course. The suffering of others will not serve as balm to their own. Their queen, however, desires only bloodshed and will gladly send her children to die in our stead. If they are planning to wage war, that changes matters considerably. Indeed. I doubt that this can be resolved without violence, but perhaps with a show of force we can convince them to see reason before the die is cast. I would rather not risk your people in the attempt. If we travel to the illuminated land, is there a way we might identify the ruins ourselves? Yes. Once you reach its depths, go deeper still. You will see a monstrous structure there upon the seafloor. That you have come to us now is the will of the Ancient Ones. They have guided you here that you may drive out the usurpers, those who seek to use their magnificent creations with vile purpose. I have no doubt... I have no doubt that they will show you the way forward. I'm afraid that the dead do not speak quite so clearly. Nevertheless, we shall try not to disappoint. If what we seek lies deeper still beyond Amarat, I would call upon the assistance of another. So that's the end of Deep Designs, which is number 7. Which means we have 3 more. Has a mind to call on an old friend. Though our course hath been decided, to pursue it we must needs beseech the aid of a friend. I speak of Bismarck. Pray, follow me to the Sullen, that we might seek an audience with him once more. Oh, now we gotta go all the way back. Dookie. Ah, there it is.
From here we press onward to the Isle of Ken. I myself shall proceed on foot. You've perfected your technique, then? Just so. The water will be as glass beneath my feet, and provideth purchase fragile yet true. Watch closely. Oh, I certainly shall. Forgive me, but would it not be easier to perfect your swimming technique? Aye, it would be a pity if you drowned, truly.
Oh, hush, I'm sure it'll be brilliant.
He's done it!
Incredible! Marianche!
For the love of... Don't get me wrong, it's humorous, but like something bad happened to Uberdanger. Mine apologies. The technique requireth the purest of focus, and mine 'twas lacking. To perfect this magic, I went so far as to deal with the Fouth, and with their aid, mine efforts finally met with success, albeit on a single occasion. I know not why I cannot repeat it. I thought I saw you waver a bit toward the end there. Perhaps you're simply tired?
Thinkerid?
It's nothing to worry about, only a dizzy spell. Though it may not be wise to go for another swim just now.
Thankfully, we have an alternative. A wonderful little invention, I'm certain you'll agree.
Oh, it's the thunder, because it's a thunderstorm. I was like, that was a weird sound. What the fuck was that? There you go, Uberdanger. I will petition Bismarck's aid on our behalf. Let us pray my diplomacy proveth more effective than mine experimental magics. You speak with the voice of the king, little neighbors. I will not deny you. As before, if you seek what sleeps beneath the sea, I will be your guide. Thy kindness is as boundless as the depths, Serene One. Before we depart, however, I would ask a favor. After our last flight, I found many creatures clinging to me. I'm itchy. Remove them and I will take you below. With all haste it shall be done. So, did he agree? Aye, though I agreed to a favor in kind. Regrettably, it is not one I possess the power to grant. Bismarck hath asked us to cleanse his underbelly of barnacles. Alas, one needs dive beneath the surface to do so. Even if I could master the power to walk upon it, it would avail me not.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, is that all? Umbra and I are more than capable of that. With the Kojin's blessing, we'll have it done in within moments, and better than that than standing here listening to this nonsense. I'll take the right, you take the left. Now go!
I am in your debt. Our character's like, do 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 do. Ah. Oh, come on, see. Can you not just jump off? Good lord. Thine efforts are most sincerely appreciated. I will inform Bismarck that we may depart without further delay. Much better, thank you. Thank you, little neighbors. I remember, a long time ago, another did this favor for me. After the flood, when I chose this spot for my slumber, he came and made a home on my back. Ken was his name. When I grew itchy, I stirred, but he was not afraid. Now, he asked me what was wrong. I told him of the creatures clinging to my belly, and he dove into the water. He helped me. He was my friend. He told me he wished to live in peace, away from his people and their wars. This I understood. I treasured our time together, brief though it was, brief though it always is. But I remember him, and how he laughed when we flew. I remember when he slept. I too slept that day, and many days since. But the light fades and the darkness returns. Ken sleeps, but in memory he laughs, and together we fly. And I am here. I am awake. It feels good to speak and to be heard again. A shame others cannot understand me. If thou art willing to learn, I would gladly teach thee the language of men. Thank you, little friend, but it is time I grant you your request. But first, I will take flight to cleanse my body and prepare. The dive will be swift, and I would not have you struck by errant debris. So this island was named for a man. How easily the past is forgotten. He passed not even 100 years ago, yet the truth has slipped from history, like so many grains of sand. Might I have some explanation of what he just said, or shall we all stand about making vague and mysterious allusions? While he maketh ready to deliver us unto our destination, Bismarck bade us wait for him on the shore of Calusia. That's all? I feel as though there was more to it. Indeed there was, but it hath no bearing on the task at hand. I should be glad to share the rest with you anon. Fine. Later then. If Bismarck required time to prepare, might I suggest a short respite? For Rianche and Thancred in particular. I require no such thing. I am the picture of perfect health. Mine was but a momentary lapse in concentration. Worry not on my account.
You mustn't push yourself so. Please, rest. For me.
Oh, all right. If you insist.
You too, Umbra. You've been regning yourself ragged.
Yes, ma'am.
In that case, I leave the old men in your care. The rest of us shall meet you at the Split Hull anon.
Word of advice, never let it show. When she realizes she struck a nerve, she remembers. By the gods, she remembers. In any case, if we must be made to rest, I know a place in Sullen that's better for it than most. Come with me. Why is everything so loud today? Do do do. Do, 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 do. May as well have a seat. We wouldn't want our elderly knees to give out. Okay, we're gonna hold for one more second because I'm gonna get my end of day snack. To hear her speak, you'd think I'm on my deathbed. By the 12, I wish that girl wouldn't worry so much. Thy countenance belies thy words, Master Thancred. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Let the record show that I am here under protest. Though I can't say I mind the view, as it's raining. And if the abundance of anglers is any indication, even an amateur might land an impressive catch. Shall we try our hands at it? Help! Someone, quickly! It's Nightshade. We was attacked on the road from the Casteria, barely escaped with my life. I suppose we might have predicted this. You mean you'll help? For free? Thank you. If I recall correctly, Nightshade is a local band of outlaws. I doubt they'll trouble us overmuch. No more than they already have by interrupting our relaxation at any rate. These two have matters well in hand by the looks of it. I'll not forget this kindness. May we meet again. Is that you, milady? Don't tell me we've just derived that poor fellow of the honor of being rescued by the Warrior of Darkness. We had no idea you were in the area. Fancy us meeting again so soon, eh? Well, why, I believe I even recognize your companion. Ah, yes, from the infirmary. You had a message for the Crystal Exarch, did you not? It's good to see you back on your feet and on patrol, no less. Oh, it's nothing official as that. Strictly speaking, we're off duty. But as we had a free moment, we thought we'd give a few of the less traveled roads a look. The guard doesn't have enough hands on to patrol them regularly, you see. That's admirable. There are few so devoted to their duty, in Lakeland or beyond. Well, we've been talking about it for a while. Neither of us is satisfied with just seeing out our service. Feels like we could be doing more. Like we should be doing more. Thought I felt my phone buzz. It's all about having the will to help your fellow man and the resolve to see it through. I remember you. You're the excitable. Sorry, milady. I got a bit overexcited the other day. I couldn't get my words out. The name's Varnard, lady. I'm with the guard, but I don't just want to protect Lakeland, I want to protect the lot, just like the Warriors of Light. Sadly, our duties prevent us from venturing too far from our own little corner of Norvrant. What we'd really like to do is travel, to better ourselves and go where the need is greatest. But everyone has to start somewhere, don't they? For now, if we can stop Nightshade from robbing the old fisherman, then that's what we'll do. Well, well. Future heroes of the first, do you think? They want not for spirit. 'Tis but a pity they draw inspiration from so clouded a wellspring. Yet it availeth us not to fret in idleness. We must needs press on if we are to bring Elidibus's schemes to light. Yeah, 420. Beneath the surface. Though our respite was cut short, I dare say we are all eager to avail ourselves of such knowledge as the ruins may hold. Hold up a moment. Aye, and I doubt further contemplation of Elidibus's machinations will be conducive to relaxation. We may as well make for the split hull now. Okay, so I just finished a whale's tail, so we are on beneath the surface. So there are 2 left in 5.2. Alright, you know what, we're gonna do this the easy way. Ugh. Excuse me. All are present. Now, we need but await Bismarck's coming. "'Tis time. Pray we make ready." I'm probably gonna do this dungeon tomorrow. Mostly because I have a feeling I'm not gonna be able to find a bunch of people to do it with me. Yeah. I'm gonna call it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will continue with this tomorrow. Maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday as well. But for now, we're gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go get some rest and work on some homework. So have a good rest of your day, everybody. Bye.